guys, Katy Huller here with KidsCanReadAndWrite.com. Today I want to help your kids learn to read words with the PH trick. I had a viewer write in and ask me to do a video on this, so here I am. And if you have questions about things you're running across in English or while you're helping your child learn to read and write, please send them my way. I'll be happy to work on a video for you as well, if I know the answer, of course. So this is an easy one, I think. P and the H make a very distinct sound when they're together. They say th. Now, if you need a way to remember that, you can come up with something fun. This is how kids often remember tricks. The more fun you can make it, but also easy to remember, the more likely they are to remember it. So one of the things I was thinking of with this trick is that P and H love to play together. We have SH, we have CH, we have TH, and we have PH. We also have WH. So we're going to talk about P and the H. H has lots of good buddies. Well, when P and H are together, H brings lots of gifts to P. That's why P likes him so much. And P says, for me. So when you see P with that H right next to it, remember to say for me. So you make the f sound. So P and the H say f when they're together. All right? So if you see, here we go. There's a f, there's a f, there's a f, here's a f. It could be at the beginning, could be at the end. We've got a f in the middle here. F, beginning. And then we're going to talk about these at the end. They're a little trickier. All right, so let's talk about what your kids need to know to read these fairly common PH words. Some words are short, some words are longer. What do your kids need to know other than P and the H say fa? You might run across this word and just tell your kids, oh, you know that word, you use it all the time. And they might go phone, just guessing. I don't want you to use that for your hints because that doesn't help your child learn to read it. So a lot of parents give tips on, little clues like you're on this all the time. Kids will say phone, they say great, move on. That didn't really help your child learn to read it. What you want to teach your child is, oh, look, P and the H say f here. And then we also have this trick. Do you know what an E does when it's at the end of a word? Well, your kids need to know this. An E will boss the closest vowel. Now, it can only get over one letter to do it, but he'll boss it. He'll make it say its name. And after he does that, he falls asleep. So you don't actually make a sound for an E when it's at the end of a word. So your kids need to know all of these things while they're reading this. So they need to say their fa here. They need to make the O say its name and then finish off with that sound. So we get own, phone. Okay? What about this one? We have almost all the same letters. But if you just tell your child, oh, this is like that with just a different ending, that might or might not make sense to your child. Let your child guide you. If your child has to start over and make fa and then doesn't know what to say for this, makes a sound, doesn't know what to say for this is a totally different word to them. You need to teach it accordingly. So one of my favorite tricks is that Y at the end of a word. If he can fit in our 3-seater car, if he's here or here, he says, I want to come, I want to come. But notice that he did not fit in the car. That's when he looks at all those letters and he goes, E. How many people are coming? So here we have a trick ending. It's saying E, unlike this one which says nothing. And he's going to boss just like a sleepy E because all tricks love to boss vowels. So this O is going to say its name again. Well, when we read this, now we have to remember 3 kind of tricks, right? Because this guy's bossing this guy's making a totally new sound, and these 2 are saying fa, fa, fa for me, right? So we have fa, own, phone, e, phony. And remember when you hit those vowels, make sure your child is gluing them on to that next sound, okay? Don't stop. Phone, e, phony. That's how we want it to sound, phony. Like, don't be so phony. Don't be fake, okay? How about this one? What does your child need to know to read this word? Well, we've got that F again. Now notice we have another consonant with it. This is going to be a blend. We're going to have to blend this with this. And then look, we have another sleepy E bossing the vowel. So this time we have to say his name. What's his name? A. All right, so here we go. And remember, don't say anything for him because he goes to sleep after he bosses the vowel. So here we go. We have our F and our R. Remember, R does not say Please don't teach your child fur for this. It's not fur. Okay, ER, IR, and UR say R is just a R sound. So F, R, fr. We blend this together. Phrase. Phrase. Also, please don't teach your child that S sounds like a Z. It usually does not. And if it ever does, when you slur the word, you'll hear it anyway. S is a snake. Say S. Okay? So this is phrase. Phrase. Now, don't worry. If we say it fast, it's going to sound like phrase. But we don't need to teach that the S sounds like a Z. We just need to sound it out like regular. Phrase. Phrase. When we say it quickly, it will slur into that more Z sound. But it's not that the S is making that sound. It's that we are making that sound when we slur it together. What's a phrase? Like a prepositional phrase, some words that go together. Okay, like we are going to the cabin. To the cabin is a prepositional phrase. Or it's just a phrase. I didn't mean it, like it's raining cats and dogs. It's not really raining cats and dogs. It just means it's raining really hard. So, a phrase. All right, and what about this one? This PH is at the end. So we're going to blend these 2 together. Remember, R does not say Don't teach your kids That's not right. G-r. Now blend them together. Gr. Gr. Now, we're going to bring this here. And usually tricks will boss vowels. But SH, CH, TH, WH, PH, they don't boss vowels. Now, CH can, if it touches it, we have to protect it with the T, but that's a different video. So let's talk about this. We're not going to worry. He's not going to boss him. We're just going to blend these 2 together. G-r, gr, af, gr, af, graph. Like you graph points when you're doing math. Or graph paper, okay? Graph. Make sure you're not saying giraffe. That sounds like giraffe now, and kids will get confused. No for that R. That's really important. So notice that even though these words are small, they're not easy. And a lot of times I think we think kids should just know these words because they're little, but they're full of tricks. And if your kids don't know these tricks, they're likely going to struggle. So if you need help learning the tricks, remember, find the Black Belt Reading Program at kidscanonlineacademy.com or at kidscanreadandwrite.com. I have videos with all the tricks your kids really need to know to start reading and writing. And I also have large practice packets included in the Black Belt Reading Program. So not only do you have video lessons, you also have the practice packets that go along with them. So your child can read lots of words using the tricks and build up as they go so they can read big words, little words, all sizes of words. There are comprehension activities, spelling activities, there are stories to read. There's just all sorts, everything you need to work on to help your child become a Black Belt reader and writer is in there. So if you need help, look that up. I'll put it in the description too. All right, and now let's work on some bigger words. How do you help your older kids who are struggling to read the longer words especially? Maybe they get to them, they start guessing, or they just try really hard to sound them out, but it's just not working. Let me show you how to help them read some of these bigger words now. So one of my favorite tools, and if you've seen my video on reading big words, you may already know this, but one of my favorite tools to give kids is how to break up big words to make them easy. And what I tell them is, you need to know your vowels, A, E, I, O, U, okay? You need to know your vowels, you need to find them, go one past, and break it. Find your next vowel, go one past, we never split a trick, and break it. Find your next vowel, go one past. We're not going to bother breaking that because we're just going to add it on. But now all your kids need to do is read one little baby word at a time, then put them together. So this would be E-O, L. This would be F, F. And this would be ant, ant. Now when we put it together, if your kid can't hear it after getting to the end, you can put 1 and 2 together, L, F, L, F, and then 3, L, F, ant, L, F, ant, L, F, ant. Now they might go, I don't know what that is. What's an elephant? Okay, and then you smooth it out a little bit. Elephant, elephant, elephant. And you say it a few times until your child hears it. Oh, elephant, right? If you want, you can say, well, we can try to put that part together. See if you can hear it this way. L, E, L, E, ant, fant, elephant, 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 elephant. Sometimes they're not going to hear and you have to go, watch. Elephant, elephant, elephant. Until they go, oh, elephant, okay? Sometimes some words take a little longer than others for them to hear because they can't read it. They don't have the benefit you have of knowing what you're saying. They're listening hard. L, F, ant, elephant, or elephant, elephant. It's hard to understand. So understand that when you're working with your child and just help them smooth it out if needed. But normally we're just going to break it. Elephant, elephant. And the reason I do that, even though it's not necessarily where the dictionary would break it, is because we want to keep things simple for kids. We don't want to confuse them with tons of rules and changes because then they just get so busy thinking about what they should be doing and wondering if they're doing it right that now they can't pay attention to what they really need to be doing, which is just sounding it out in parts until they hear it. So don't worry. If it's a little hard, just help. And in the future, you can say, yeah, when you read elephant, that's elephant. And that will help them. All right, so let's look at this one. Here's our first vowel. We're going to go one past and break it. Here's our trick. Here's our next vowel. Glue it on there. So here we go. Now, if your child is having persistent issues with BD reversals, you may need to show them, look. See how there's a C here? C comes before a D. A C and then a line is a D. So I like telling my kids, C comes before a D. I'll also tell them, if that's not working, I'll say, oh, look, see Daddy's face? He's about to climb up the ladder. But tell them something, stick with it, and make them pay attention to that. I've really had good luck doing the C before D thing lately. I find a lot of the kids who just were not straightening out B's and D's are now seeing the difference because I go, oh, you just have a C and close it up and that's a D. C comes before a D, okay? So if you need a new strategy for that, try that. I really don't like doing the whole hands thing because the kids have to pull their hands out, then they have to compare it, then they get the answer. I like things where they can look at it and immediately tell which one it is. But you can decide what you want to do. All right, so here we go. We have D, all, doll, F, in, dolphin. So what's the word? Dolphin, okay? So just help them read one little part at a time, put it together. Usually when I'm working with new students who are struggling to read big words, I can help them do this in about 10 minutes, okay? By the end of that first session, they've read a bunch of giant words when before they couldn't. This is a great strategy to use with your struggling kids who maybe have not been able to read big words because whoever they've been working with has kept them on shorter words, trying to get them fluent. You don't have to be fluent to read big words. So move your kids forward, show them these tricks so that they can start reading the big words too. So notice here, we're going to go one past that vowel and break it. This almost always works. It's such a great tool. So here we go. F, and, fan, T, tom, phantom, phantom. What's a phantom? A phantom, like a ghost or something that's not there, a phantom pain, something, you're feeling but isn't really there. Maybe it's coming from a different area. Maybe you had an amputation, but you still have pain where there is no limb. That would be a phantom pain. So it's like a ghost, something that's not there. All right, now let's look at two more because it looks like these have the PH together like that. So it looks like it should be uffil, or uffold. But that's not true, okay? These are compound words, and so really that PH is an accident here, okay? It's really not together. It's a compound word where they just happened to get placed next to each other. So if you run across a word and you're like, what in the world? Try it, split it, and see if it works. This is up, and this is hill. Uphill means to go up the hill. You're going up the hill, okay? It's just a compound word. This one is up again, and the second one is and then OLD says old. So this is uphold, like you uphold the law, which means you follow it, or you make sure others follow it. So uphold. So sometimes you might see a P and an H together when they're really not together. Welcome to English. It's not always easy. We have so many tricks, and your kids need to know those tricks, and they need to stay somewhat flexible too, because there always are exceptions, no matter how consistent a rule is. But I hope this helps, guys. I hope this helps you read a bunch of words with PH. I hope this helps you help your kids read a bunch of words with the PH trick. And to the viewer who sent in your question, thanks so much. If any of you have other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and let me know how you do with your child too. I love to hearing from you, and I would just love to hear if you're getting help from these videos. So thanks again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I hope to see you again on the next video. Good luck with your reading and writing.